You look like a Puerto Rican Pennywise. All right, bro. All right. Yo, Ricky. The next time you do that, we doing that?
What's so wrong with that shit? Was fire, bro. You're my goat, bro. Yo, before I go, let's talk about this Netflix that I seen you drop the vid.
Mm-hmm.
How you feel about it, man?
I'm not happy about it.
You're not happy about it. Why not?
No, because this fucking all these corporations merging together is not good. Like, think about this shit. When we as kids, think about all the drugstores: Rite Aid, Walgreens, CVS, Eckerd, Farmore. There was a bunch of
a whole throwback. Holy fuck!
Right now, what's happening is it's just gonna be Walgreens, and there's still some CVS's, but like all these things are being merged and closed. So it's not good. All this acquisition stuff is just it's not a good thing. We're gonna get to a place where like a small number of people own everything, and that's not good. And as far as creatively, that's just people just in charge of too much stuff. That's not good, bro. It's not good.
Very sad.
Think it's good as they like sucking billionaire dicks. They get all up under the taint and all that.
You know, the only thing I was saying, this is how we lost WCW. See, I didn't know the whole thing about WCW, but what I know is like, I didn't know, gang, that Warner Bros. Owned HBO. I didn't know that.
Yes,
I didn't know that. So that means all those IPs.
You're not understanding. They have the entire DC
and Harry Potter,
Cartoon Network, Hanna-Barbera, all that shit.
Yo, welcome to Dairy now. Obviously, the Joker movie,
Discovery.
all those movies, Discovery, all those fucking movies that they've been putting out. And the we're gonna allow them to still do their creative shit. But that only lasted but so long. I'm not gonna lie. I know it's not the same as Microsoft, but what Microsoft did, they bought Bethesda for $7.5 billion, and then decided to close their shit, like close half their studios. They didn't utilize them.
Some of these.
Well, Disney didn't close down studios, right, when they acquired some of these other companies. But like, I'm really hoping that the same don't happen with Netflix, because Netflix, the thing is that when they acquired WB, they're talking about how they'll have more resources for them to put out their shit. Because believe it or not, bro, WB, they weren't able to put out nothing because they didn't have the money and resources to help put out other shit. That's why Welcome to Dairy was a big risk for them and a big hit. And I didn't know that. That's fucking nuts.
Well, and see, and this is my problem. Like, billionaires are penny pinchers. So
Cyrus, that's funny as shit.
They keep acquiring stuff. They don't expand their budgets. They act like they don't have money to spend. Like, if you look at Amazon, there's no reason that Wheel of Time and some of these other shows have been canceled. They have plenty of money, but billionaires are penny pinchers. They act like they don't have $1 billion. They don't want to spend it.
Do you feel like that with James Gunn in DC with all these cancellations now? Like, you thought it was because maybe of it kind of was because of Black Adam.
Mm-mm.
After that happened.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's unreal expectations for profits. They like, a company will report record-breaking numbers, and then they'll fire 20,000 people in 2 months, and for whatever reason, people don't care about that. It's an outrageous concept. You would think that the better you're doing, the more you'd be able to support your employees, and the more employees you'd be able to maintain and keep the morale up. But instead of that, people always have to worry about their jobs. No matter how much money a corporation, a billionaire is bringing in, people still have to worry about their jobs. Just really think about that shit. That you could put out an amazing piece of art that people love, it does well, and you lose your fucking job. That's sickening. That makes sense.
That is true though. Snyder definitely with the shit that happened with Black Adam. But when James Gunn came in,
he wasn't responsible for Black Adam. He wasn't there yet. Oh wait, I'm sorry.
No, Snyder. I'm saying.
You said James Gunn. Snyder.
When James Gunn came in after,
Snyder didn't do Black Adam, did he? That wasn't
Well,
him.
no, but you gotta remember he's tried to do the whole Snyderverse thing. Yeah, think about it. Like, say for example, like James Gunn now is the co-CEO. So now he oversees a lot of shit or whatever the position is. So when they get people to do certain projects, that's still like a decision that's made between like amongst like certain groups. With the Snyderverse shit that's happening, they allowed they allowed The Rock to basically, like, did you know The Rock didn't want Shazam in his movie? Did you know that?
The Rock
That's
is a fucking
insane,
dick.
bro.
So here's the thing too. Like, we're spoiled in the comic book universe because we've seen all these fucking crossovers.
You said Shazam was ass? I don't know. My bad. Keep going.
I keep telling people, like, the idea of seeing crossover superheroes in a movie back in 2007 to 8 was unheard of. And I was just having one co-star, one extra person. You think about the Avengers having all these fucking people in it. We're so spoiled that we're used to that. Shazam 2 never had a chance because of The Rock. For them to even get to the next level on that, they needed to have Black Adam as part of that sequel. But he fucked it over with his power he has and his influence. So not only did Shazam do poorly, but he basically fucked up the DCU at the time with the attitude. Horrible, bro. Fucking horrible. Refusing. He didn't even want to do a fucking cameo. He didn't want to do a cameo.
But then
he had a cameo at the end of the first Shazam.
And then look at what he did with with Superman with this guy. Pulled him out of his position. Yeah. And guess what?
Oh, that's fine. He's coming. He'll be in the MCU.
But guess what happened with him? What's his name again? I can't believe I forgot his name. Fuck. I have it right here. Superman. The Witcher. Damn, I can't believe not Kavanaugh. Oh, Henry Cavill. There we go. Thank you, Train. The thing about it is, what people don't realize is Henry Cavill didn't do a bad job of what he did. He got the short end of the stick.
Henry Cavill is a fucking phenomenal Superman.
Yes.
And a Geralt.
And a great actor just in general overall. That shit showed both sides. But he got the short end of the stick, and it was bound to happen because once James Gunn took over, all the mishaps that we don't know, but now obviously we be knowing too much because, you know, all these journalists be putting shit out there. It turns out because of The Rock, everybody else suffered around him. So is it Wonder Woman's movie? No chance. Now Robert Pattinson's not even. Yo, did you hear that Robert Pattinson may not be in the second movie?
So I'm not surprised by that. But to be fair, the DCU has always had trouble with Batman because they've had 2 or 3 people playing Batman at once sometimes. But you got to think though, James Gunn has come from the MCU because he directed Guardians of the Galaxy and stuff like that. If he's coming over and they want him to reinvent the universe, fortunately he has to fire a lot of people, not because they're not great at the roles and they don't embody the characters, but because if I'm coming in from another place and I want to rebuild this, the age of the people that are here, I want to cast people that I can have around. Think about how long Hugh Jackman's been playing Wolverine. Think about how long a lot of these characters have been playing. Think about how long Chris Hemsworth, they've been able to play these roles for 10, 15, 20 years. If I come over and people are already 40, 45 years old, I'm not going to be able to have them very long because they may not be able to play these roles 8, 9, 10 years from now. They may not want to play these roles. So if you come in and you cast people preferably closer to 30, and you can have, you know, they're in your universe for 8 to 15 years and be able to play those roles. You just can't have. I mean, if he came over to the MCU right now and Hugh Jackman is playing Wolverine and he wants to do a new X-Men, you cannot cast Hugh Jackman. He's too old to play Wolverine for the first time now. He's reprising, sure. So that's part of the problem. You look at the age of all the people from the DCU, they're all 40 plus, even over 50. That's too old if I'm starting my new universe. So I have to start cutting some people. Well, that's the way I see it.
Well, hold on. And Donnie,
then Flash is just crackhead.
He's just a crackhead, outside and inside. I'll be honest with you, Donnie. You said Robert Pattinson is not your Batman. He sucks as Bruce Wayne. I'll tell you the truth though.
I don't agree with you.
Yeah, I won't agree. I'm not saying that you're wrong because your opinion. And look, I'm not no comic book connoisseur.
He's not Batman yet anyway.
He wasn't. He wasn't fully.
He's still not Batman yet.
He was Vengeance basically, and this is no cap.
No, he's literally not Batman.
On the left of me, I got Batman comics that are graded. Like Batman and Spider-Man are my 2 favorite superheroes. The crazy thing about Robert Pattinson's Batman was we saw the side of like of a struggling young adult trying to find whatever path that was gonna happen. That's what made it so good to me. I think we're so used to like Val Kilmer's Batman, George Clooney playing Batman. You got Bruce, what's his name? Oh my God, Christian Bale, one of my favorite Batmans.
I think he's better than George Clooney and
yes.
Val
Oh,
Kilmer.
way better. Michael Keaton is one of my favorite Batmans, of course. But then I love Michael Keaton's Batman, bro. And the fact that I also like Christian Bale's Batman too, because that trilogy was insane. But we never got a chance to see Bruce at a different perspective. That was the perspective. That cast was amazing, and you won't be able to see the growth of Robert Pattinson because of the decision now of they don't want him to be a part of it. Now again, Robert Pattinson shocked me. He came from Twilight. He had that one role in Harry Potter.
He's a good actor.
He's a good fucking actor to play that role. Honestly, I can't think of even though he's older, but he played a younger Batman. He played that fucking role great. They had to find somebody who's lost.
He's still the age where he could play Batman for a good while, and he's in this movie with Willem Dafoe. It's really weird though. I watched it called like The Lighthouse or
Bruce
something.
Wayne. Christian Bale is of course. Well, I mean, I love Christian Bale. I mean, as Bruce Wayne, of course. But y'all gotta remember through comics. You see, there's one thing about DC that I wish they can have people like put emphasis on is DC try to follow the genre or generation of each comic of what point of Batman was gonna be. But just like to the point, I got so tired of Superman movies, Chase, because they kept just doing like origins on him. Like they always try to start over, and they never. And like with Henry Cavill, he did such a great job. I thought they were gonna just keep building
good writing.
on him. Bad writing.
It wasn't good writing, and what I appreciate now is the writers and directors are starting to not waste film time on the very beginning parts of the story. For example, we really don't need to watch Uncle Ben die on Spider-Man. I think that's a waste of film time. I think that we've seen it enough. I think just kind of moving past that and letting us get more character development is good. With the latest Superman, they didn't waste time with his opening story. They got right to him getting his ass whooped and being in the snow bleeding. They explained with the little opening credits that he's been here for a while, blah blah blah. And let's get to the fucking movie. I don't need 20 minutes of Uncle Ben dying. That's just ass.
Yeah, like in the origins, like there's so much going on with Spider-Man as well. They just wrapped up the next Spider-Man, which I'm excited for. I'm kind of upset that the animated version of it has gotten pushed back so much because they got something involved with that project. Yeah, it's insane.
They just did K-pop the Demon Hunter. That studio just did K-pop the Demon Hunter too. So.
Yeah, but there was a weird writers thing going on with that specific movie with Across the. Is it Across the Spider-Verse Part 2 or what is it again?
I don't know what they didn't name
the
it
Spider-Verse
yet.
or Across? It's one of them, but it's Part 2 of whatever.
Across was the second one.
Okay, so it's the
Across
Part 2
was
of
the
that.
second one.
But I think when Netflix going back to that part was, I'm gonna be the one to say it. I don't
Beyond.
like. Okay. Oh yeah, Beyond. Okay, there you go. I'm not a fan of if you're a WWE fan, you're gonna think Netflix is just complete dog shit because I don't like the moves that's going on with them in WWE. It's very wonky. But then again, WWE's moves in general this year, bro, has been dog shit. They're putting their PLEs now on ESPN and they're charging people $30 a month. That is ridiculous. But Netflix, their home movies, like their Netflix specials are really fucking good. But I'm only speaking from like a regular part. If you want to get real deep into it, they may not even go follow suit. But if they can put budget behind adding more DC movies, the problem is there's not enough. And they try to skip so much. DC's
not had a budget issue. They've had writing issues. If you go look at the budgets they put into the movies, they're not shortchanging. You know what I mean?
That is true.
They're not sparing any expenses. I just think there's too many cooks in the kitchen.
They're trying to get too artsy. They get very artsy with their DC movies.
I think Marvel said, okay, we want to have this plan and we're willing to wait 8 to 10 years for everything to pay off. I don't think DC thought that way. I think they were trying to, they should have had individual Justice League movies before they got everybody together. They didn't. So Cyborg never got one. Flash movie came out years later. Wonder Woman's movie came out, but you see what I'm saying? And then the villain of the Justice League movie he just didn't have enough personality. They didn't write him into the movie well. They had to spend time telling the stories of the other characters, and there was less screen time for Steppenwolf versus Thanos, who was basically like the main guy. He had like some of the most screen time on the two Avengers movies. That's part of the problem. I think now they're willing to sit back and wait and really put stuff. It takes years to put all this stuff together, to get all these movies out and to get people interested in your universe. So I think that's part of the problem. It's not a budget thing. I think we would hope that when people acquire stuff, that they just own the IPs, but they let it operate as an independent business and stay out of the way. But we never know what's going to fucking happen. Netflix gets a lot of scripts for movies that have been declined a lot. That's how they got a lot of movies they have. A lot of these movies have been denied by other big movie studios.
I had to look this up real quick just to kind of clear the air on this. The Robert Downey Jr. situation with him being Dr. Doom is because there's not a single or specific comic book that shows Iron Man as Dr. Doom. It's actually the ultimate.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah. It's like an ultimate universe thing. And there was this idea within this ultimate universe where in the infamous Iron Man, he was going to become evil, and they explored it. They had they were trying to explore that further. The reason why, let's be honest, it's not that Iron Man is becoming Dr. Doom. It's also integrated with the fact that Robert Downey Jr., to your point too, that you made earlier, Robert Downey Jr., yes, he's older, yes, but he is really the face of current like Iron Man. And I don't think they want to lose those box office numbers. And see, that's a problem that I do have too. Remember, I was actually on the side case of the other side. Remember, you got at me about that earlier? Not really got at me, but you like.
But you gotta remember, this part of that decision, I think, was based around the Jonathan Majors whole situation. I don't know that they had plans to have Robert Downey Jr. be
Well, no, it's the same.
Dr. Doom.
The thing about Jonathan Majors situation. Well, what do you think? Well, they brought it back because I think they confirmed it.
I think it was an ace in the hole. I mean, they might have had plans, but I think that Jonathan Majors was supposed to be. He was supposed to
Kang.
be.
He's supposed to continue the Kang story. Yeah. No, well, he was
like,
playing Kang, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not mistaken. But the other
part
of that.
You didn't watch Loki? Did you watch Loki?
I watched half of Loki, but I do recall what you're saying.
You got to watch the whole season to see him show up on there for the first time. And then he obviously on Ant-Man.
Well, you seen Civil War, right? Remember Avengers Civil War? Remember the whole point was in Civil War
back to theaters with new scenes.
Oh yeah, they're bringing Endgame back with new scenes. I'm looking forward to seeing that next year when they
2026.
Yeah, they're gonna bring it back next year. But the whole big thing too, Chase, is this is remember I used to be like, nah, I'm not watching this movie if they don't got the original Wolverine guy. And I think it was that one or Captain America. You was like, it's okay if they got a new character, if they add a new actor to play that character, whatever. And later on, I realized, there's a lot of good motherfuckers who could play like these roles.
But listen, Hollywood, regardless of what we think, everybody can be replaced.
Spider-Man's been replaced hella times.
There's that much talent in Hollywood. If you go and look, I can show y'all articles from 2007, 8, 10, 11. They criticized DC for casting who's our Joker from the
Joaquin
Christian
Phoenix?
Bale.
Oh
no,
Heath
Christian
Ledger.
Bale. Yeah, the Heath Ledger. They get major criticism for that.
Can I ask you a real question about that? About him?
They always say that they're casting nobodies, but that's the beautiful thing about it. These people come in and they do such a good job. Everybody can. There's always somebody that could come in and do a great job. I'm not saying they can do it better or worse. I'm saying everybody. Hollywood has too much talent. They just do.
Yep. Do you strongly let me ask, because I think Heath Ledger was an amazing fucking Joker.
That's my favorite Joker.
He's my favorite Joker, dead ass.
He didn't get his whole own movie to be compared to Joaquin Phoenix. So I wouldn't.
And Joaquin wasn't even the full Joker in the first one. He was still
not a real Joker at all.
Yeah,
he's not the Joker.
He's not a real Joker.
Did you see that second one?
Chase, I swear to God, I didn't because I didn't want to be bothered by it. Should I still say fuck it? I know. Bro, trust me, I know.
Dude, I'm
nothing to what we thought was gonna happen.
No, look, I'm the easiest theater fan to please. I really we analyze shit, but as far as me being entertained, it doesn't take a whole lot. It's very rare when I go to the movie theaters, I swear to God, and I'm just like, yo, this is a waste of my time. I can tell you the last time I felt like that, the second Joker is really bad. And the most recent Matrix. Those are the only two movies probably in the last 8 years that I was like, yo, this is really bad. That second Joker, that's just a objectively bad movie. It's not entertaining either. The movie is fucking garbage. It's not like the first, but first movie is a classic. That second movie, I'm telling you, it's a bad movie. You should watch it. Watch it on Patreon. It's horrible.
Yeah, I might have to do that, because I know the good thing about the Joker was, yeah, and that's like DC, man. Y'all got some of the best villains, bro. The thing about DC is with Joker, if you got a good writer, you could write up whatever Joker story you want, because he doesn't have a real origin. He's part of, DCEU, the extended universe. He don't have a true origin. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, so somebody said that Heath was famous. It's not that they're famous. A lot of people see people in one role and they can't see them playing as Joker. For example, is a perfect example. Bryan Cranston. There was criticism for him being cast
that name in a years
as Walter White, but that's because they watched him on Malcolm in the Middle. Bryan Cranston, that Walter White role is one of probably the best acting roles you'll ever see on a TV show, from the beginning of that show to the end of the show. But there was criticisms because we see people one way, and so a lot of times people won't allow people to be something else because they don't think they can do it. The same way there's somebody else that has to make design and develop Madden, who's probably a fucking amazing RPG creator, and he's not able to do it. The same shit.
You know what's crazy about Heath Ledger? Heath Ledger. What? This is how you know he did such an amazing job with the Joker. He did the movie Brokeback Mountain. Coming from Brokeback Mountain to whatever perception, the jokes and everything like that, he came along with in 2008 to do Heath Ledger. And believe it or not, the climate that we live in, that's how good his role is, that people don't even like bring up that in comparison to like, oh, there's no way he's the best, man. Dude, because you know how people immature with it. That's how good he did that fucking role. That people often forget that he did Brokeback Mountain and won an award for that.
They might not know. Yo, Ricky,
they may not know. That's a fact. That's a fact.
Motherfuckers ain't in it. The people not in it. People don't really be in the theaters like that. This is what people do. Because this is going to happen. If we ever get to a point where movie theaters are a thing of the past, I'm going to start blaming most of the movie watchers because they don't go to theater. They only go to the theater to see Fast and Furious, Marvel movies, Avatar, scary movies, action movies, biopics, and that's it. They're not going to see Brokeback Mountain. They're not going to see there's a movie called The Outfit. They're not going to see House of Gucci. They're not going to see King whatever Will Smith movie. I can't remember what the when he plays Serena Williams. They're not going to see these movies.
The Serena. Oh yeah, you're right.
They're going to see the same shit that everybody else watches. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's but
King Richard.
This is the problem. So people, a lot of people that I've seen Heath Ledger's The Joker did not see Brokeback Mountain. Brokeback Mountain did well, but it didn't do. I mean, you can't. Those movies aren't going to do.
Did you actually see it?
No, I didn't. I never actually seen that. And also, it's funny because Jake Gyllenhaal is a fucking monster.
He's a beast. That was his best friend. That was his childhood best friend.
See, I didn't know that. Them two.
Like, that's why they were so comfortable with that role. They were like, "Yo, we've been best friends. We know what it is, man. We got girlfriends." Like, they knew what it was, but that's insane. And Jake Gyllenhaal is one of my favorite actors. Like after Donnie Darko, Long Walk. I didn't get to see that movie yet.
Yeah, it's on my list. We just want to see. I heard good things. We just want to see.
A beast.
I want to see Zootopia 2, and I want to see. I have to look at my AMC app because we go see a lot of shit.
The crazy thing about it, I think somebody said it. No, CJ, it wasn't that Nicholson was mad at Ledger for not asking him how to play the role. He was mad that he never took his advice for actually.
He told him not to do it.
He told him not to do it, and also said if you're not gonna. What did he say? He said if you're not gonna seek the proper help, whatever, when with this type of role, I don't suggest you do it. He went against the whole shit. He didn't want to seek therapy for it, and Heath Ledger kept like telling him, "Wait, by the way, this is the same convo, same space. What's his name? John Bernthal, the one who played Punisher. Remember him, the Punisher show?
Yeah, John Bernthal.
He also played in The Walking Dead.
He's again.
Yeah, exactly. He's getting cast again. He said he had to be away from his family, and he had to really discover. And you see, this has got to be like, you got to be really skilled at this shit, because I don't even know how you can do this. He said he had to put himself in a dark place. He said it was so bad he had to see therapy, and he had to like not be around his kids and his family. He didn't want them to see him. Heath Ledger was like the opposite, and he ended up doing some pills while he was at it. So yeah, he did some amazing things. Nicholson's advice, and you know, it's in the game of just like in Hollywood. I'm assuming you go to one of your role models and whatever, you act them about it. Yeah, method acting. He was kind of living that character way too much inside and outside of the field. But they said like 30% of what happened in that movie, he improved it.
I don't know if it was that high.
Yo, bro, there's a video I'm gonna link. You gotta react to it.
30%.
Yeah, you gotta react to it, bro.
I mean, 30% is like,
it's a 2.5 hour movie. That's a lot. That's a good
Office. Yeah, but he's not in the whole 2.5 hours. You know what I'm saying? 30% that's incredibly.
Right. Peep this. He improved the where I got these scars. He improved the when they got him into the interrogation room. He improved. I didn't know he improved this part either. Remember when he was looking at?
I know he improved the clap. He improved because that scene where the hospital blows up.
That was improv, wasn't it?
Well, he had. Here's the funny thing, bro. He had. You know how he had a detonator?
Yeah.
So when he comes out of that, he walks down the steps. That's a real detonator to make the hospital blow up.
And it didn't, right?
And it didn't blow up. So he just stayed in character, and he did that little funny thing. He kept pushing the button, and then it finally blew up, and he jumped on the back of the bus.
Yo, you see, that's 4, right? Guess what? The scene when Batman was driving towards him, he was like, "Hit me!" Remember, he was screaming that. And it's so funny. If you rewatch that scene, it's the dumbest scene ever. It looks so fire choreography wise, like, because they got the camera angles on him. But all Batman did was turn. He didn't really hit him, and then he basically fell off the motorcycle like he was weak. But that was improv. That's insane.
I mean, I appreciate the nuance of acting and all that kind of stuff. So a lot of times I go to the movie, I might not even be that interested in the movie, but there might be a person I really like that's in the movie, and I just want to see what they do with the roles and shit like that.
Yeah.
So I don't just go because I'm 100%. But you know, people have a reputation. So if certain people's names is on if they directed it, I'm gonna go see it. If there's certain actors, I'm gonna go see the movie. I really don't care necessarily what the movie is because I'm interested in who's in it or who did it. So if anything, Leo's in.
Method from time to time. The thing about method acting, I think, Chad, I learned this just 2 days ago. I think I got confused with what method acting really was versus what we were saying. What were we?
Most people are confused about what it is. It's not. People don't. It's not that common.
No, but also we used to say a lot with James McAvoy, but then I realized
he doesn't do that.
What is it that he does?
I'm not sure what he does, but like method acting is more like, you know, Jamie Foxx was doing to play Ray. I think he would put tape over his eyes for hours at a time, shit like that.
And then he was like really like acting as like he was really good at it. Like he was really acting as character.
Yeah, like if people are doing these roles outside of being on set because they're in that mode the whole time.
Yes, you fully embody the character even off camera. That's what I learned.
Daniel Day-Lewis is a fucking god, and that motherfucker retired for just out of nowhere. But I think he's coming back to do something for his son.
Yeah, Evo. Yes, I am. Yeah. Oh, he did. Oh, he is. Okay.
Yeah,
you know who's been every movie he's been dropping has been a fucking ass movie on theaters. Jared Leto. Man, he's on a generational terrible.
Who the fucking blood drinker?
Yeah, the Morbius. He said it's Morbius time. And then
it's not even that. That motherfucker drinking kids' blood or something. Ain't no reason that man still look like that. He like 50 years old, bro.
Yeah, but not only that, bro. I've seen like a lot of the stuff that he was a part of in movies. Why? A lot of his, you said selling more than Trey? What do you mean? Jared Leto been selling more? Wait, selling. So
yeah.
like I'm over here like dead ass in it. I get what you mean. My bad. He lied. But yeah, no. Jared Leto, every movie, even the Tron movie, just every movie he's a part of. Not saying it's because of him, but every movie he's a part of has just been a complete utter flop. Like that shit is crazy.
I don't think Robert Downey. He don't do method acting. I think that he just improv the I Am Iron Man scene. Yeah, meth acting that's great. Like meth. Okay, so like I think Forrest Whitaker for one of the roles had to play.
He's nice.
He had to play like the bagpipes or something. He went and actually learned how to play. There was another scene on one of the Terminator movies where the shorty She has locks on her feet. She needs to unlock them. She had to pick the locks. She learned how to do that because she wanted to do it. Shit like that is more method acting than like improv. Method acting, like you're completely, like you're that character even when the shit's not going on. It's not a good idea.
Yeah, I seen Fences. I wasn't a big fan of Fences.
I love Fences.
In theater. When I watched it at home, I enjoyed it more. I don't know why.
Yeah, I have to watch when something is a play, a Broadway play.
That looked more like it should have been a Broadway play.
It is. It was. They
Okay.
That same group did it on Broadway. So you got when it's Broadway stuff and it goes to theaters, it's still gonna look.
Like, I enjoyed it way more at home for some reason, bro.
Yeah, there's only like 5 scenes, like 5 places they are in the movie. It's like the backyard. There's a bar scene, the front yard or the front porch. There's only a couple places. There's like one place where he was working in the alley, but there's only. That's how. If anybody that's ever gone to plays, they only have like 3 or 4 sets to work with.
Oh, yo,
but it was the dialogue.
The perfect example of a method actor. Because again, it's the idea of staying in character inside, outside of camera. That's from what I've been researching and looking up, right? It has been not of recent, but like recent years with motherfucking Keanu Reeves, bro. Remember when he did The Matrix, that was one thing, right? You know, he did The Matrix, everything. He wore the black jackets, all that cool shit. When he started doing John Wick, he even said it in his interview. He started carrying himself like with the suits outside. He started dressing like that. He becomes more like monotone, and he started carrying like some sort of like, what do you call it? Like a persona, so to speak. Whatever. He started carrying that. That's like the perfect example of someone I can think of off the top. But
well, and somebody mentioned Leo. You know that scene on Django when he stabbed his hand?
Yeah. That was improv, right?
That wasn't improv. He fucking accidentally stabbed himself in the hand and kept everybody.
That's not improv. Yeah, he fucked up that scene.
No, there's a scene where he stabbed himself in the hand by accident when they're all sitting around the table. He really accidentally, he did not mean to stab himself in the hand, but everybody around the table is a veteran. And so because Leo didn't react to stabbing himself, everybody just kept the scene going and they just kept it.
Well,
like,
remember in that scene, remember in that scene too, he looked at his hand, he grabbed a cloth and then he basically just kept it going.
He just kept going.
That was the improv part I was talking about. Like that, he just kept it going and flowed with what just happened. But that's another one. That's years of the game.
That was credit to everybody on the scene though. Absolutely. Because somebody might have been like, you okay? You see something like that, but they just.
You know what's funny, bro?
They just kept going.
Go back to that movie and look at everybody's faces when it happens. What made it even better was their reaction of, oh my God, like more like, and it played so perfect with the role. Because he was already wilding. Remember, he was giving his, he was talking his shit and everybody's around the table. So when that did happen, they all made sure not to like stop what they were doing because you don't cut unless the director says cut, period. But they kept it going. And that real emotion, they showed that shit. That whole scene was goated. That whole scene was nice. He said when he broke the glass, wiped the blood on Kerry Washington's face. Oh shit!
So
wait,
people don't. He did. People. That's what I'm saying. People, regular moviegoers don't know this stuff. They don't really have an appreciation for it like that. I'm such a fucking nerd. I watch movies and then come home and watch behind the scenes and all that shit.
Oh, you just like, yes, bro. Yo, I started doing that because
cool.
like Welcome to Derry, Stranger Things. I started watching behind the scenes. Like all them.
I'm telling you.
Believe it or not, I get enjoyment going to the movies, right? To watch something because the togetherness, vibing and shit. But I have to sometimes watch a movie again. Like Sinners, I watched Sinners 4 times, bro.
You have to watch that. But like, we're so spoiled by these MCU people. The shit that these people are doing just with a green screen behind them is fucking incredible.
Send me the link in the whisper,
like,
bro.
Send
me the link in the whisper, man. Welcome, man. Shout out to you from Russia.
Even like you take Benedict Cumberbatch, Doctor Strange. He's doing all this shit with his hands. Hey, these motherfuckers ain't got none in their hands. Go look at Chris Evans' choreography for Captain America. That shit's incredible, bro. And they're doing all this with the fucking green screen in front.
Yeah, and for us, I look at it like, man, I probably feel like I look stupid. Nah, man, them professionals. Like I seen a scene with Spider-Man, motherfuckers jumping, they got him on a harness, but the way he did it, he's over here reacting with facial expressions. There's nothing around him. Same thing. Matter of fact, Leonardo won. Didn't he win an award for that? Like with that Revenant movie. Out of all the movies,
that was his first Oscar.
Oscar, right? And
forever.
It was how. No, matter of fact, you told me about it. It was how they reacted to a fake mechanical bear that was being controlled by somebody. And
so the guy, he was wearing a bear suit. So in the Revenant, that's a man in a bear suit. He said Leo's acting was so good that when they were doing the scenes, he thought he was actually physically hurting them.
That's fucking nuts.
Some motherfuckers is just gifted, plus they work hard.
Yeah, when y'all see movies get rated low, man, it be for real reasons. Sometimes I don't agree, but
low ratings don't mean like sales.
Sales and low ratings don't.
There's no correlation, with sales and low ratings. Like me and Ricky, we was talking the other day, like a lot of the horror movies, they're entertaining. I love them. They're like some of my favorite, but they're objectively ass. Like the stories don't make sense 9 out of 10 times. There's crazy plot holes, but we're there for the entertainment, for the wow kills, to see some idiot run and fall and get stabbed to death and shit like that. They always get low rated. Like think about Scream. The concept of Scream is stupid. The concept of I Know What You Did Last Summer. Yeah, I love these movies, but the concept is ridiculous. Scream is a ridiculous especially the last one. It was supposed to be the shorty that was doing that. You telling me she picking up fucking 200-pound men and all that? They make sense, but they're fun. But they're going to get low rating. Just a movie can get very high ratings and not have people in seats. It's not numbers do not equal quality.
You said critics are frying Five Nights at Freddy 2.
Of course they are.
Can I be honest? I stopped watching. Look, now there's movie critics that are in the industry that rate movies, and then you got the content creator critics. And I'm not trying to downplay a lot of them, but I noticed something insane, Chase. I forgot what movie it was. I think it was Weapons. And a lot of the creators.
Not the finished Weapons.
Huh?
Not the finished Weapons.
You seen it?
No, not the whole thing.
Okay,
a good bit of the way through the story, but I didn't finish the whole thing.
All right, so once you finish, then we could talk about it so that way, so that spoilers and everything. But the crazy thing I realized with that movie Weapons was the amount of people that did disclose afterwards that they did get paid, but immediately made their reaction and was talking about how it's like they all said the same thing, Chase. They were like, oh my God, the art of this horror movie was so different. And I'm like, yo, why they're saying the same thing? And then it comes to find out they were all sponsored. On the very bottom of the description was sponsored. So when I noticed y'all using language like that, everybody who was getting paid from it had to use the terms, the art style and the imagery of art of this horror movie. Because I'm like, normally when I hear about horror movie reviews, ain't nobody talking about the art of something.
We're rarely talking about art styles for horror movies. We're looking at kills.
Yeah, we look at kills. We look at final girls or the plot. We look at origin.
Yeah,
we look at so many different. That's why horror movies oftentimes get rated low, even if Michael Myers' Halloween Kills was a box office success. So I just knew. And look, if you enjoy Weapons, by all means, no problem. They even just confirmed that they're gonna have an origin story for Gladys. But regardless, and that's a funny ass name, Chase, because of Gladys Knight. I was laughing when I heard the name, but it's. Yeah, you see that, you know what's crazy? It's what you said, Eli. They all kept saying it's a different approach. But you want to know what's funny? That's not the first of that movie. It's not. That's not the first time a movie like that came out. And maybe on the spot, I can't tell you. But there's been movies with different perspectives. Mad different horror movies that has different perspectives. They did something really dope where they go back to the beginning of when the actual thing started. But it all goes down to that director. That director has done other movies and he puts his spin on it. I think he did Barbarian. I wasn't a fan of Barbarian, unfortunately. Memento. Exactly. I didn't like the idea of what's the guy's name? His daughter is in Stranger Things, and he's also played in Training Day, bro. He was the sidekick. He was the side dude of Denzel. What's his name? He plays in Black Phone. Main actor in Black Phone.
Yeah.
Ethan Hawke.
Ethan Hawke, yeah.
So pretty much like the idea of him, like when they go in the basement or whoever was in it and they find her in the basement of like a rented home, like I just wasn't a fan of it. But again,
Black Phone?
No, of the Barbarian. I just wasn't a big fan of it. Yeah. Wait, Uma
Thurman's
daughter? He has a kid with Uma Thurman?
Yeah. She's Maya on Stranger Things.
Oh yeah, I knew Maya was his daughter. I didn't know that they were together.
Ethan Hawke, he's on a Moon Knight too, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, like there's just a lot of shit that, you know, I just knew. Again, a horror movie doesn't have to be so complex. Like with all this extra shit, shouldn't have to require me to do thing. But I do enjoy it from a TV show's perspective. I ain't gonna lie. Welcome to Derry has been gas as fuck, and I love watching. Like me and you, after watching it, bro, we'll watch all the Easter eggs from these people's videos.
So I'm looking on Rotten Tomatoes right now, and I'm trying to see the horror genre.
I'll repeat that in a second.
They do have some horror movies with very, 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 very high scores, but I'm looking for like the vintage ones. They gave
New
they gave
rock stars is the shit.
Halloween 2017 got a 97%.
Wait, is it 2017 2018? The one with his mask showing on the movie cover?
Yes.
Oh yeah, 2018. Yeah, no, that one was really good as an intro. And then man, the ones after 28 years later was ass.
I love 28 Days Later.
28 Days, yes.
I wasn't really that interested in the new ones.
You gotta watch it at least so that you understand. Like,
it's like ratings and sales.
Yeah, we watch the next one tomorrow. By the way, I might take all y'all reactions and react to it on Discord with y'all.
Only seeing what
before I get off for the night. Fuck that shit. I'm hungry and I'm tired.
It's just really disturbing to me that people operate that way. There's a lot of good movies and stuff that people just miss out on because wait to see if everybody else go see it first.
Yo, Eli, here's the thing. I've been spoiled by like a lot of people's content. I didn't like 28 Years, man. I started doing something which I never thought I would even care to do, and it's like paying attention to Act 1 through 4. Act 2 and 3 lost me completely with 28 Years Later, and in the ending, I just wasn't like, really a fan. I don't want to spoil it.
So I'm gonna watch all 3 of those again, just so I can see.
Which one, Fat Fox? What third one?
Earlier this year, I usually watch it every year, because that shit. I had watched something that he pointed out that movie was the one that got people to make zombies run, because before that they never had zombies running and shit. I said, oh shit.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. It's
they
just
turned up the zombie.
By the way, a lot of comedians. I know we strayed away from the whole Netflix show. I'll run that back like in a bit, but like that ass, a lot of comedians are a lot of writers in horror movies.
A lot of comedians are so talented that people have no fucking idea because they think that people is just jokesters.
Yeah, Danny McBride, he's part of Blumhouse now, and he wrote for the Michael Myers. You know, he's from Pineapple Express. He was the dude.
There's more money in that than having to come up with bits and go on tour. So that a lot of people write for, late night talk shows and stuff like that too. You'd have no idea.
It's insane, man. A lot of that dark humor, everything, but. Holy shit! I'm looking at. Zach Krager, the one who made Weapons. He's more. He came from a comedic background. I knew I wasn't bugging. Zach Krager came from a comedic background. That's why Weapons threw me off a little bit. And I did get a Jordan Peele vibe from it. But Jordan Peele, when the movies that because there's a difference though. I think you pointed out. Jordan Peele didn't make every single movie that you see his name attached to. He was like maybe a director, or he like was a producer or something. The ones that we know that I know confirmed was Nope, Us, Get Out, and Candyman. That's the ones that they said
he didn't write Candyman. He didn't write that one.
It says he co-wrote it. I'm looking at it now. He co-wrote
that shit was ass.
But yeah, no, but think about it. It was not only just ass from co-writing it, but also just everything in the film, cinematography wise, and just the shots. Like, remember, they barely showed the kills in that fucking movie. Everything's from a side. You ever notice like the kills? They changed the camera angle.
Yeah, a lot of movies. I don't like implied kills. I like to see. I mean, I know it makes sense, but like sometimes I don't like that shit. I finally watched the last Final Destination movie. It was cool.
I liked it, except for that ending CGI was funny as hell. I said, what the fuck was
the CG? A lot of the blood looked weird on there anyway. I mean, the kills were. It wasn't my favorite, but I think that did the best in theaters out of all the movies.
Yeah, his version of Candyman I wasn't a fan of. Like, I think a lot of.
I love Yaya.
Yeah, of course.
Yaya's a great actor.
Absolutely.
It wasn't.
What about the gentleman who did A Quiet Place? He came from The Office. He's funny as shit.
Oh, no, exactly. I love A Quiet Place. That's what I'm saying. There's so much talent, but like, even think, Chris Pratt. He was on.
Oh yeah, Chris Pratt. Yeah.
Chris Pratt is actually on Wanted. Go back and watch Wanted. He's James McAvoy's friend on Wanted. But he's also fucking James McAvoy's girlfriend behind his back. That's actually Chris Pratt. I think Chris Pratt is also on Parks and Rec or something like that.
Yeah, Paul Rudd is on Halloween.
Paul Rudd is on fucking Clueless from like 1996. Shit. He's Josh, the stepsister of Alicia Silverstone. I'm trying to think. What else is he in?
A lot of these guys were in horror movies, man. Like when James Carrey did his shit, like.
Oh yeah, Jack Black is in I Know What You Did Last Summer. He got dreads. That shit is funny as hell. He looks ridiculous.
You know what was crazy? I forgot about that, and then I rewatched it like a few months, like about October, and I said, "Oh shit, Jack Black in this motherfucking shit."
Yeah.
Look dumb as hell, man. He look like he part of the Rocket Power TV show and shit. What the fuck kind of fit? He look
I didn't
goofy
like
as hell.
on Final Destination. They tried to. I understand some of the story stuff, but I didn't like it. Like they basically didn't follow all their own rules, which is fine. But they basically tried to say that like everybody who died in the Final Destination movies was family of the people from the last
The
one. I'm like,
1960.
I don't like that. I don't like that. Like I get it. I don't like it though. It's not neat enough for your story. It just seems like a sloppy cop out way to try to make
Connect
shit sound
everything.
more exciting. I didn't like it.
Yeah, they try to
I didn't
basically
like
say that
it.
everybody was connected to that, and they
Yeah,
basically
shit
family
was bad.
traded off. Yeah, no, I never seen 500 Days of Summer, but I think Joseph Levitt is a phenomenal actor. He plays in one of my favorite movies, and he did a couple movies with Leonardo DiCaprio. But that movie Inception is one of my favorites. It's fucking
Of
insane.
course.
But no, but look, what do you, like just to tie it back before I end this off, what do you think is gonna happen with the gaming division for Warner Bros?
I mean,
Imagine Netflix's logo
I,
attached to the games. Jesus.
I want to be wrong. In chat, anytime I have predictions about something not going right, I want to be wrong every time. I never see a game or a thing and say, yo, this is ass, and hope I'm right. I be hoping I'm wrong. And I'm not saying it's gonna be ass. I'm saying with our history of acquisitions and consolidation is the bigger word for me. Is consolidation.
Yeah.
It's just not been good. It's not been good for Activision. Not been good for Bungie.
Not been good. Yeah, Sony with that deal. They
It's
bought
not
them
been
for
good.
3.6 billion. Trash.
Right. Even if we go back to before, like I feel like THQ getting bought out. I feel like Square Enix having to sell their IPs, and I don't think this is going to be a good thing. And I'm always and to be fair, Warner Brothers was already in a bad space anyway with what they're trying to do with some of their games. And then talking about only moving to live service and blah blah blah. So we'll see. But like, can Netflix, are they even in the gaming space?
That's the thing that worries me, because it's like they got games. They even got WWE now. Like they got it on their shit on devices and everything. But is it gonna be one of those like they're just big corporate motherfuckers who just dish out the money? Do they even know? Also,
They
Netflix,
don't know.
they don't know, and that live service just scares me, bro.
It's not gonna work. The only thing that scares me about live service is studios being penalized because live service doesn't do well and getting closed.
And they don't realize that it's not a good method either.
It's not going to work. We want a new Batman. We want Rocksteady to be able to do some other superheroes. What happened to that Wonder Woman game they were supposed to be working on?
Canceled.
Can we get a new Avengers game? What happened to that Marvel Hydra game that was supposed to come out?
Delayed.
Okay, it's just like
Blade.
Can we get we get a new Middle Earth game? Can we get there's a ton of games. See, this is my problem with
Mortal Kombat needs a fixing.
Injustice. Like my problem with these mergers, bro, it's because we've been doing this game and shit so long. We could probably sit here, get a sheet of paper and write 50 to 75 franchises just sitting now that we're never going to get because the company don't think it's going to make money, or because there was a merger and they just don't give a fuck.
Yep.
Like it's like, it's depressing, bro. It's depressing. And wait till Ubisoft get bought. I don't want Sony and Microsoft buying shit else. They the fuck out the goddamn consolidation business.
Yeah, I'm not. Ubisoft situation. They just leaked Assassin's Creed Black Flag when it's like
a remake.
I don't give a fuck about that one, man. I'm so sorry. Like I know a lot of people do enjoy it, but I think a remake of the originals would have been cool first. But like that's so random. I don't know, man. Ubisoft is just these companies make me depressed.
Capsule. The first three letters of your name describes what you just said in that chat, my boy.
What? Xbox
bought Ubisoft. No, they didn't.
Oh, Capsule. No, they didn't. No, they didn't.
Xbox won't be buying anything else.
They didn't buy Ubisoft. They bought Bethesda and the
They
parent
bought
company's
Bethesda
Studios.
They bought ZeniMax and they bought Activision. They're not going to buy it. I don't think they'll even get approval to buy anything else anytime soon. I don't think they need to be
To
buying.
be honest with you, I don't even think they look at Ubisoft right now as a profitable business because they're so much in debt. They're gonna have to help pay off their debt. You see, I didn't even realize that same shit. When they add all that shit to Game Pass. No, that's just a partnership.
Oh yeah, Capsule. Yeah, that's just a partnership. They definitely put money out to get the game on there. They don't. If they bought Ubisoft, it'd be ginormous news. I don't think they can. It's not. I'm not saying they can't afford it. They can. I don't think they can. I don't think they'll be legally allowed to. This whole gen's garbage, Ramen. Me and Ricky was talking about it. The PlayStation is fucking ass.
I suppose I need to get this shit together. I'm not even counting on that. And then the RAM situation, Chase, is disgusting.
You talking about the RAM shit? I talked about it in my video today.
Fuck. I didn't make a video. I think I did. No, I didn't make a video on it. I was trying to test the waters with the Netflix thing. I think it did pretty well, so I might continue. But
it's because of AI.
AI.
One of the main reasons.
Gang, did you see how much 64 gigs cost? We got a link from Best Buy. $900.
How much was 64 gigs of RAM 4 years ago?
No, not even 4 years ago. Like January of this year, I bought 64 gigs for $189 of DDR5.
And even still 4 years ago,
it was probably like $159.
I remember we said RAM was overpriced during COVID because of chip shortages and stuff, and it was overpriced then. $900.
$900 for 64 gigs, bro. I'd never in my life. You're better off now buying a pre-built. Never in my life.
I want to forget this gen ever existed by the time we get to the new one. Not because I'm not saying there's no games. I'm just saying it's not.
This is a nasty time right now.
It's just not. It's not. This is not. PlayStation is ass. Xbox is trying to stop the bleeding, so they're putting games on PlayStation because they have to make up for the money they spent on acquisitions. Nintendo's Nintendo.
You think new gen's gonna be any better? I don't want to ever even think if it is or not, man. I don't know. The idea is that PlayStation and Xbox supposed to be better, but it's not better.
Well, I'll say this. I think Sony did course correct. I think Jim Ryan fucked their path up by trying to make them go live service. They canceled like 13 of those games.
Yup.
They have all these studios. I think the live service they were working on, they had to cancel and then basically start over. So typically Sony starts the generation off slow. You don't really get a lot of exclusives for like the first 2 years, but after they start about the third year, you have exclusives and you have great exclusives until the end of the year. This time they had a bunch of exclusives when they launched, and now we're in the middle, and it's like they're putting out one exclusive a year. I'm not counting MLB The Show because that's an annual game. They have third-party games, which is fine. I don't care third-party, first-party, but it's like I'm used to getting more from them because of the money they were able to make. Because despite how ass I think this gen is, this is unfortunately the most profitable PlayStation has been in any generation.
It's official. 2 days ago, they now confirmed they outsold every Xbox ever made.
So this is unfortunate, but the money is telling them that they're on the right path, which means that next gen PS6, they're going to keep making a bunch of games for the PS5 for years and years and years. So I feel duped as a customer for next generation consoles because between the Xbox Series S, PS4, and Xbox One, they fucked us. Like,
yeah, y'all cooked, man. Prices.
And then the games that should be on last gen ain't, like Mafia. No disrespect, Mafia. I'd like to see that was only on PS5 or Xbox Series X. I was disturbed. That is not a good looking game. The PS4 sexuals, right? Wolverine gonna be fire 100%. Like, where's the games that we don't expect that are not connected to a brand we already know from PlayStation? You know what I'm saying? Like, some brand, like I was telling Ricky, I'm deeply disturbed that we're at a point in the game industry where these companies only work on one game at a time. So like Santa Monica Studios, we're only doing God of War. We're not going to do two games at once.
They're not willing to pay up like another whole studio, man. The projections look bad.
But the PS3, from the PS3 back, studios worked on 2, 3, sometimes 4 games, and they would a lot of times be really good games. What the fuck happened?
Can I tell you? I've always said this, bro. I think when PS4 came out, I'll never forget. Like I always said this, and I think King Dub said this. At the end, you always get the best games because I feel like the games are finally done, right? But also, I felt
Usually.
like I always said this. It was like a random conspiracy. Like I was just like, yo, I wonder, or in theory, if they had deals that were up to 10 years, and almost all these deals flopped, almost all of them, like probably out of 100%, like 60-70% of these deals flopped, and therefore during the PS5 and Xbox, because we could blame COVID. But let's be honest.
I'm not blaming COVID
No.
anymore.
At first, we could have, right? But at first, but now, gaming is one of the most profitable like even TBH said it.
No. That's not one of.
It's
Gaming
it's
is
the
by far the most profitable piece of sidebar. I'm sorry. Hey, Psych DBZ, you're confusing Santa Monica Studios with San Diego Studios. San Diego does MLB. Santa Monica does God of War. My bad, Ricky. But it's the most profitable piece of media. It's not even close. Movies, TV shows, they wish they can sniff these profits that video games are making, because if you buy a movie ticket, that's a one-time thing, right? And you can't like resell it or anything. You buy a game and there's end-game purchases, like it's just like crazy spending over and over and over. They can't. These people are just fucking greedy, bro. They're greedy.
But here's my thing,
and that's what it is.
I think that 10-year shit finally came to an end. And when they realized like the cost of shit was getting too expensive, you started noticing the 10 years was like a couple years into COVID. All these studios started closing. They started having to merge mad people getting bought out. And it turns out all these companies were in fucking debt. So it made me feel like, was I right then? Because I felt like motherfuckers was just in debt. Now all of a sudden, Crystal Dynamics is by themselves and they working on the Tomb Raider show. Like they were able to do that. But how the fuck a company don't pick up Tomb Raider? How does that not make? That doesn't make no sense.
This is what happens.
That's crazy to me.
See, I'm gonna keep, every time we talk about this shit, I am going to beat the dead horse. Billionaires have fucked up everything we love. They have no passion typically for the thing that they have their money involved in. They see everything as an asset, so they don't know what the fuck is going on over here. Yep. That is the issue. Think about sports teams with horrible owners who don't seem to give a fuck about the team. They don't care if the team wins. This is just an asset to them. You take like the owner of the Pirates, you take some of the owners of any fucking sports team, and it's like, why does this team needs to be sold to people who have passion and care about the actual product? What has happened in the game industry is billionaires who call everybody in this bitch sweaty basement dwellers for years have seen the money that's being generated, and now the same people that they call names they're making money off of, they don't even play games. They don't know what's going on. They don't know who Lara Croft is, and they own it. Ricky, imagine owning some shit, some art, and not even knowing
where the fuck it's from.
What the fuck it is, where it's from.
I feel like James Dolan's
right?
like that with the whole Nick situation.
Yeah, and then like imagine you got all these sneakers. You own a sneaker shop, sneaker store. You don't even know what none of these fucking shoes are in here. Like you don't even care. You just here. You don't even know what this is. It's baffling to me. But this is what happens when people get loads of money. They treat everybody like assets. They profits over morals, everything else. See, this is why the Japanese and Chinese companies are doing so much better, and this is why they keep their developers, because their focus is on morale. High morale means we make better games, and it means more people buy the games. That's not how we do over on this side. This side, they just treat people like shit. You put out a great game, you win awards, that close your motherfucking studio. They don't care. Having a not having a new Tomb Raider game by now is criminal. What's the last Tomb Raider? 2015?
Wasn't it 2019?
19? 18?
19? Oh.
Where's it like there's so many games. This is like, yo, what the fuck are we doing?
Yeah. This whole generation is crazy. Not to mention the GTA debacle. Not seeing Rockstar not drop nothing else, but then they drop Red Dead. Now they dropping like their remasters or whatever you want to call them. Rockstar, they got studios. They actually got like several studios, but they're all hands-on. The God of War situation, like them, they're not dropping all the games too. Then this guy, what's his name? Neil Druckmann left. Oh, I knew this was gonna happen too, bro. I predicted this. You know, he left the Last of Us show, right? He completely left it. Did you know that?
Shouldn't. Of course.
Yeah, he left it, but you know why? Now, with the response of everything happening with that show, that second season did so bad. He not only just went back to the studios for the gaming stuff to work on Intergalactic, they now split the studio, and now he's doing something, he hasn't disclosed it, specifically for an IP that he claims everybody loves.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah, but
See,
guess what? No, but real quick, remember what he said? We're done. He said, Last of Us is done. Closed deal. No,
I'm
it
not
ain't
listening.
done.
I'm not listening.
Done. If the fans show you that
that's
they're not
another thing.
fucking with shit, you're gonna reopen up that door.
Nothing is done until the money stops to these big companies.
Yep.
So no matter how tired you, me, or anybody else in this chat gets with a thing, you're going to keep getting Fast and the Furious. You're going to keep getting live action remakes of animated movies from the 2000s and the 90s because they're selling, and that's all these people care about. Another thing, I think a lot of these studios are getting too big. There's too many people. Call of Duty, you have like 2,000 devs. I'm sorry, but if I was working on a project, that's too many cooks in the kitchen. Too
I
many
don't even know what's
conflicting ideas.
considered a lot or not anymore. There's just one studio making a banger game with fucking 20 people. Another one got like 200.
And that's why I take issue when people saying gaming is dead. I'm like, yo, we have studios of all sizes putting out all these fucking fantastic games. There's a lot of ass for sure, but like, you take Balatro,
Capsule, thank you for the 5 months, man. Appreciate you, bro.
One guy.
Yep. Body Cam made by 2 people, and that shit was addicting for a while.
I don't think. I know Insomniac has a decent sized studio, which maybe would have been considered large 15 years ago, but they don't have a ginormous studio with 1,000 people. I really think about like 2,000 people, unless you got like a Rockstar situation where you got they got a whole team dedicated to water physics. Like, unless you're breaking down your game like that, I think your game's gonna be ass. Too many people.
Rockstar's breaking it down to even the muscle. That's why they to who has structure on the muscle. They're acting like they video editors. Remember, we got some guys who got like a team of people who do separate roles in videos. And what you said about TBH, what he basically explained, which was like honestly a perfect video, was basically the wrong people in the wrong seats, basically trying to tell the influence of thousands that there's nothing in a genre where there's so much. There's a lot of games.
It's so outrageous that they're saying that. There is like I said,
take by Aiden. That was crazy.
If you really do this game and shit, I'm not sounding better than nobody. I'm saying I have a backlog that is so long that there's games in there that I'll never get to. But at any time, if there's nothing that I'm interested in currently, I could go to my backlog and have a new game that I'm interested in playing in 5 fucking seconds. The idea that there's no games currently out and there's no games in somebody's existing backlog is fucking disturbing to me. Now, the only real conversation that they could have about that is the gaming monetization practices and morality and respect for consumers is absolutely dead. They don't care about our time, right? But saying that there's no games to play, bro, me and you was talking, we can't even do our own game awards because I missed out this year.
There was too many games. Yo, chap, we pitched each other an idea to do our Cell Squad Game Awards for y'all, but there was so many fucking games that we couldn't get onto all of them.
And like, there's no question whether or not we play games. Like, I have most of my shit documented, but I missed Split Fiction, I missed Hollow Knight, I have to finish Expedition, I missed
I didn't play Silk Song either.
Ninja Gaiden 4. There's like 3 other games that I missed just this fucking year.
Triple
I still
A's,
got shit from last year.
Double A's, you got
and I only said big games. I didn't even get to the indie games. Like, you know, every week we see some indie shit that we don't know what it is, but it look fire, and we adding that to wish list and all that stuff. Ain't nobody, these influencers bugging the fuck out. Them be the same people who spend the most money on one game. They'll come back and tell you gaming is dead. That shit is, that's an outrageous
games like
thing.
Dispatch dropping and shit out of nowhere.
Now it's changed. Game has changed. If you're a multiplayer person, multiplayer gaming today versus pre-COVID is entirely different.
I agree.
Entirely different. And some people that's a good thing. For some people like me, I think it's a bad thing. I think cross-play with PC has opened up the door for people to realize how easy it is to cheat. So now you have cheating way more on console and PC because of Discord. And there's some other reasons why it's just a different landscape. But streamers have added to changing multiplayer gaming to be a worse experience.
Matter of fact,
They're cheating.
Matter of
They're
fact,
sending this bitch cheating.
yeah, and TBH did another video. He reacted to what Ninja said about Arc not going like
Facts, Eli.
competitive. I'm not gonna lie. He agreed with what Ninja said. I agree too. He was like,
I didn't watch
make,
that one.
he said, don't make Arc Raiders competitive. Like, don't add no tournaments to where people are gonna have to like force themselves to try to be compy. He goes, he said the compiness is like ruining games because, and I think TBH went more deeper into it and basically said, I agree. Because what ends up happening is, he said, if there was an economy that can fully support this whole competitive market, then fine. But there's no economy for it. So it's all this competitive shit is leaking into just the casual day-to-day games, and it's ruining just how the regular game should be.
It's because of meta
I get it,
gaming.
Oscar.
Because of competitive gaming, people are following competitive gamers, and getting on video games in a multiplayer setting leads you to seeing the same class setups, the same builds, and the same animations for an entire year because of that shit. And that's the fucking issue. You're going to take something that is incredibly fun, where people just, enjoy themselves, maybe try different shit. You plug competitive in there. Now it's the same shit over and over. The same playstyle, same build, same character, same way. That's what it is. That's what I hate about what multiplayer has turned into. Even if I were to tune into MLB stream, you're going to see the same lineups, same pitchers. It was John Donaldson for a whole year. It was a Corey Kluber before that. It's annoying to me as a person that plays and watches to see the same shit over and over. And anybody that doesn't use it is at an extreme disadvantage. Imagine everybody in this chat had a restaurant, but Ricky had the most popular restaurant. He sold cheeseburgers. So now the entire chat, who maybe is good at making all type of filet mignon, all these different steaks, all kind of stuff, they've settled to just everybody just make cheeseburgers now. So now if I want anything, a fucking pot pie, I can't really find one because everybody's making cheeseburgers because Ricky is telling everybody cheeseburgers is a thing to do. Yep. And they're selling the most cheeseburgers. That's what the fuck is going on.
It's the same thing with like companies, like you got fast food chains dropping the same type of fast food chain on the same block, and in the games situation, they're just making the same fucking games because they saw what was winning.
Bro, when's the last dog? When we play COD, I'm trying to do weapon challenges. I'm using shit I wouldn't really use, but I'm doing challenges, and I'm just kind of chilling. What do I keep running into? Maverick and M15 over and over and over. I've gone into whole lobbies. People are using the fucking M15. You get killed by M15 over and over. You look in the kill cam and say the person got 4,000 kills with M15. It's that shit right there, bro.
That shit is bad, bro.
And the developers have to do a better job of they have to stop making class setups, characters, and builds that are clearly a better choice than everything else, to the point where you'd be an idiot to not use it. They're also complicit in this shit. Because why the fuck else would you do that?
I don't like Wendy's. I don't like that stuff.
Yes, bro.
But
the cheating is crazy online though. Anybody that's saying the PC ain't really the pioneers of all the cheating going on, they just don't want to admit it. PC has opened up the door for cheating on a scale that I could not even perceive.
What up, Trizzy? Yeah, nah, man. All that shit together in one, bro, is a fucking scandal. This whole shit is a fucking scandal. The Game Awards, I'm excited for that shit, but y'all, everything coming out is a fucking scandal. Like the idea that Suicide Squad had dropped their game and had nothing but repetitive content and called that bitch Seasons. Only thing different was the cutscenes. The spawns, everything was the same shit, bro. That shit's so fucking terrible.
And our guy passed away. That was his last project, and that's how they honor our guy.
Kevin Conroy.
I don't even blame the devs. They were told. And that's another thing. A lot of times the developers aren't doing the job they're asked to do.
Benny,
And it's not their idea. A lot of these people don't want to make this. They want to be doing other shit. When they right man will want to make a Suicide Squad game, live service. When they know that their bread and butter is single player or even a co-op story.
You
can go
devs,
crazy.
Right? Them devs for Suicide Squad was mad because the studio heads pitched that idea to WB. Goofy as shit. They wanted to just work on one game. They didn't want to work. The studio, Rocksteady didn't even want to work on Batman games, like different iterations. They were like, we'd rather just work on one game for 10 years. I'm like, yo, that's the first time hearing that. That's kind of nuts. And
10 years would get them.
And look at what happened.
3 or 4 games, because Batman was coming out every 2 to 3 years.
They'd rather do like the same game, just adding content to it.
I mean, 10 years is a long time, but in terms of game development, yeah, that's about 2 to 4 games, depending on who it is. Because a lot of people switch careers every 10 years too. So people might make a few Batman games and be ready to, leave or maybe build their own studios and do whatever they want. People like to do what they're really good at. You know what I mean? Like, that Gotham Knights was ass.
Gotham Knights? Oh, Gotham. Yeah, that game was ass, bro. Ass, bro.
It wasn't bottom of the barrel. Don't ever play this, but it just when you set a standard because you put out great shit, you can't come out with Gotham Knights. When Batman is the bar you set, when you set the standard for superhero games, you can't make Gotham Knights. Saints Row, when you set one of the bars for fucking wacky open world GTA game knockoffs, quote unquote, you can't do Saints Row 2022. You just can't do that.
That shit was dog shit, and I had to beat that motherfucker.
I had to beat that, but imagine them doing that to us in the studio closing. We'll never see another Saints Row again.
Oh, you heard? I forgot what company it was. They reached out to the maker of Saints Row 1 and 2. They want him to do a prequel. So I guess he sees a vision for something. He wants them to do a prequel, but he doesn't want them to work on nothing that's related to Saints Row 3 and up. Yeah, Chase still up. I'm about to get off though, chat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
we been vibing, bro. Chat, y'all miss GMG? Y'all fucking with this? Y'all want to see a GMG, man? Come on. Yeah, Volition. I think it was somebody from Volition. I forgot who, but they reached out to the guy, the creator of it. You know what I'm saying? Oh, wait, talk about the pinned comment. Let me see. Oh, I don't know, man. Chase, do you know about this? He said, how do you feel about Quentin Tarantino calling Paul Dano, Matthew Lillard, and Owen Wilson whack?
I gotta read why.
Yeah, like this I wish you would elaborate it more. I don't even know what
Paul
happened.
Dano, is that the dude from? Oh, nah, he's a beast, bro. He's bugging.
But Quentin Tarantino's a fucking beast. So like, let me see.
Nah, he is. Paul Dano, because he was on. I first seen him on 12 Years a Slave, and then I seen.
Wasn't he canceled and came back?
What'd he do?
I'm not really canceled. I think they tried to shit on him for something. He dipped. They came back. If I'm not mistaken, wasn't he part of the Girl Next Door movie?
Don't know. I gotta read more into this.
Yes, in 2004, bro, he was the virgin nerd, and he ended up being he ended up being like the videotape, the example of sex ed. Yeah, he looked like this now.
I gotta send you. My bad. I gotta send you this Quentin Tarantino. We gotta look at this before we leave.
American actor, director, and producer. Oh, I didn't know Paul Dano was in his Duffy. What the fuck?
Here, gotta chat this before we get off.
But another person who's funny, chat. Ben Stiller. He did the Severance show. Yo, did you watch the Severance show yet?
I know he moved from being in front of the camera.
Holy fuck, you gotta see it. It's a mind fuck.
This motherfucker Quentin Tarantino burned his lips drinking that hot ass coffee.
Is that what you want me to see?
Yes.
So you know she's not just a guy from around here. You're actually a paparazzi guy? Nah, I can't do it.
Yeah, you know you can do it.
Yeah, because you're filming.
Yeah.
But if that was off, I'd be whipping your ass up and down the street.
Yeah, go.
Yeah.
He trying to act cool about burning his lips on that coffee. It was out to the bed.
We all have that moment, bro, where some shit might happen. Like you might like accidentally choke on your own saliva talking, but you trying to hold that shit in.
Yep.
Oh, shit.
Oh man.
That bitch was hot. That bitch was.
Well, I think it's rude that like you would just put a camera somebody's like phone or camera in somebody's
you
face
can
when
do
it's
it.
like
We laugh at the fucking dumbest shit. You know that bitch was hot as fuck. You were.
Yeah, you can do it.
Yeah, because you're filming.
Yeah.
But if that was all.